Hi, my name is Philip. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are comparing Notion and Obsidian. Which one is the better productivity tool? Which one is better for your purposes? Let's start with Notion. It's the superstar among productivity tools at the moment. Currently, about 30 million people are using Notion. And if 30 million is a too abstract number for you, imagine 30 million people, that's the entire population of Argentina. And Notion is also valued at $10 billion, so it's a real unicorn company. What makes Notion so special? Notion is often referred to as Lego or digital Lego. Why is that the case? So the smallest unit in Notion is a block. Like in Lego you have the plastic blocks, and with the blocks, if you can arrange them and build basically everything you can imagine. It's the same with Notion, just in a digital way. So you have blocks, and blocks can be, for example, texts, videos, databases, and much more. And you can arrange those blocks in Notion on a Notion page as you wish. So in this way, you can create your own workspace that is tailored to your personal needs. This makes Notion highly flexible and suitable for a wide range of challenges. Whether you're using it for task management, project management, or simply note-taking, Notion is a true all-rounder and can basically handle all those things. Moreover, it's not just a tool for solo players. It's also well suited for team collaboration. What I most love about Notion are the following things. First, the pages and databases. Users can create pages and then can create pages inside those pages, or lists, tables, boards, and all kind of databases. And this allows the nesting of pages, and that makes it a great tool for building, for example, internal Wikipedias. Templates. Notion provides templates for all kind of purposes, and there's also a huge community of Notion users who are creating templates for users. I am one of them, so if you're interested in checking out my templates or buying them with a discount, click on the link below. Users can simply copy and utilize the templates, but they are also able to customize them to their needs. And among Notion templates, you can find everything you wish for. They span from simple to-do lists to second brains to garden or plant management. So there's the right Notion template for everybody. So as you can see, and as I've mentioned before, Notion's strength lies in its versatility. Integration is another feature of Notion I love. This makes Notion even more versatile because now you can connect Notion with tons of other apps, gather data from them, and store or process that data inside of Notion. Mobility is sometimes said to be a feature of Notion. You can sync your Notion workspace across several devices. But to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the Notion's mobile app because it's a bit cumbersome to use it. I prefer Notion on the desktop, and that's actually a huge difference to Obsidian because Obsidian I'm using on my phone as well. And that's a good transition to Obsidian. It's kind of the new cool kid on the block. And while all the Notion competitors try to more or less imitate Notion at the moment, Obsidian stands apart because it's totally different. It's working totally different from Notion. It's not trying to be a project management app or task management manager or a habit tracker or something like that. No. At its core, Obsidian is a note-taking app. It's enabling you to link your notes together in a decentralized way. So with Obsidian, you could use folders, but you actually don't need to use folders because you can connect your notes with links and tags. If that sounds a bit like the Zettelkasten method I have shown in a previous video, you're totally right. Obsidian is, at the moment, I think, the best app for implementing a Zettelkasten because it allows you to easily connect notes and tag them and build your knowledge web. Overall, Obsidian is much simpler than Notion. It's not based on blocks. You cannot customize it so much as Notion. In the core version, you simply write down your text on an Obsidian page in Markdown language, and in the next step, you link together your pages with hyperlinks or tags. Here are some of the main features I love about Obsidian. First, the linking, the way you can link nodes and connect them with each other. That helps you to establish a knowledge network that kind of resembles the way the human brain is working. And it is much more flexible and powerful than traditional folder-based systems like you will find in Evernote. Of course, you could also link your pages in Notion, but it's not as elegant and fast as it is working in Obsidian. Obsidian is also Markdown supported. First, it makes it really easy to format your Obsidian notes if you know Markdown, and it's easy to learn the language. And it allows you to export your notes to other apps. Why should you do it if you're using Obsidian? Well, you can never be sure how long any app will be around. Maybe in 10 years there will not be a Notion or an Obsidian, but maybe then you will have the next cool note-taking app. In that case, you want, of course, to export your knowledge of the last 10 years to the new app. And with most systems, even with Notion, it's really cumbersome to export data. With Obsidian, it's pretty easy because you simply have to export Markdown documents. In Obsidian, your data is stored locally, unlike cloud-based services like Notion. That leads to Obsidian being really fast compared to Notion. So Notion is sometimes a bit slow when you're loading a page, but any page or any node in Obsidian will load immediately because it's stored locally. But Obsidian allows a cloud option. One issue with that is that you have to pay for that, and it's not so cheap to do that. So if you want to share your Obsidian data across different devices, you have to pay for that, and it's not really cheap for the service you're getting, in my opinion. That is one disadvantage of Obsidian. Of course, in many cases you don't need to share it across different devices because, for example, like if you're using it like me, you're mainly using it on your desktop. The graphical representation of notes. That's one of Obsidian's most fascinating features. But the graph view of your notes, it's visualizing all the connections in your knowledge network, and it's really impressive to see how your knowledge, how your notes are connected with each other, and you see how you're building a huge web of knowledge. My only issue with that is that it is totally useless. I think I've not encountered any use cases where I really profited from seeing my data visualized, but yeah, it's nice to look at. Essential strength of Obsidian are the plugins. Obsidian offers plugins, but also the Obsidian community is offering plugins. So you have plugins for almost any use case you can imagine, from space repetitions to creating footnotes to even task management. But task management is not something I would personally do in Obsidian. So now, as a conclusion, which tool is better for your needs? Well, I would say while Notion is much better as a task and project manager, and of course it is much better for the team collaboration because it enables live editing of pages, Obsidian is the better tool for knowledge management. First, it's faster, it's loading faster. I never encountered any speed problem. Or with Notion, I once had a really huge database in my Zettelkasten, and then I always encountered issues with loading that database. So it's working well if you have a small knowledge web, but the larger it gets, the more problems you will encounter. I never had that with Obsidian, logically, because it's not cloud-based, but the nodes are loading from your device or from your computer. I would say Obsidian is best for individual knowledge workers who want to save the knowledge locally and don't want to share it with a cloud. Of course, there's no need to choose between Notion or Obsidian. For example, you could use both tools in tandem. I'm doing it, for example. I'm using Notion at the moment mainly as my habit tracker and task manager and project management tool. And on the side, I'm using Obsidian more and more as my knowledge management tool. And I'm in the process of importing nodes from Notion to Obsidian because I think the future of my knowledge management will be Obsidian. But of course, in the end, it depends on your use case, and I hope that my short video could show you a bit the strengths and weaknesses of both tools and could help you in deciding which tool to use. If you're using Notion and Obsidian already, yeah, please let me know in the comments. What do you think? Which tool is better for task management, project management, note taking? What is your preference? Yeah, I can't wait to read your comments. And that's it for today. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in and see you next time.